Abdul Samad Yaqub, why such anger in Pakistan over an Indian minister in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia? What makes people of Pakistan so upset, sir?
Well, Gaurav, this anger and outrageous response by the innocent people of Pakistan is completely justified. We, as a Muslim, and specifically myself, I was born in Makkah, I was raised in Makkah, and we, as a Muslim, were being fooled by these Saudi monarch who for once or for centuries. I mean, they made us fool that no non-Muslim is not allowed to enter in any city of in any holy city of Medina or Makkah. Even I personally was apprehended when I was accompanied by my Hindu friend. Even we were not trying to enter to the Makkah, but on the border where there was a diversion, I was apprehended shortly by the police, and we both were interrogated and then later released. So when it was a criminal offense for centuries, I mean, it has two aspects. We need to understand. A while ago, before I joined your program, on this topic, I have consulted with the Salafi scholar, a renowned Salafi scholar, Allama Hisham Ilaizahi.
Okay.
He, for the first time, told me that there is two aspects. There is no Sharia restrictions. Sharia has not restricted anyone to not enter to the Medina. Even at the time of the Prophet, there were diplomats, delegates who often used to visit Medina city. And Umar ibn al-Khattab.
So if the Sharia has no objection, then why do Pakistani Muslims and some fundamentalists across have such a problem, sir?
So the Sharia which we were taught, and and we were being fooled by this Saudi monarch for centuries, that they have imposed. They had declared.
So now you're abusing the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Pakistan is abusing the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. I thought Pakistan survived on zakat from Saudi Arabia, sir.
I am criticizing them because for hundreds of the years, this was wrong. This was a criminal offense. And suddenly, under their leadership of the Mohammed bin Salman, who is trying to portray the enlightened moderation, liberal Saudi Arabia, secular Saudi Arabia, now has opened everything. So they must be criticized and over.
So Pakistan is now more Muslim than Saudi Arabia. Pakistani Muslims are more Muslim than the place where Islam was born.
Muslims. It was not Pakistani Muslims
who
prohibited
be that as it may. Let me take them to Zinat Shaukat Ali ji. Zinat Shaukat Ali ji knows Islam, studies Islam. Madam, in 2021, and Abdul Yaqub Sahab, in 2021, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia ordered several relaxations. Saudi Arabia, under Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, is reforming, keeping up with times, giving additional rights to women like never before. It seems, Zinat Shaukat Ali, Pakistan and some fundamentalists still want to live in dark ages, madam.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. Thank you for inviting me, Gaurav. I think it is extremely unfortunate that a country like Pakistan, I don't know how much, of Islam they really practice. Talking in this way about one Sharia and the other, you have to understand, even back in the old days, during the time of Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, whoever stopped the constitution of Medina itself shows that there was a treaty drawn where it was an interfaith, the community. All communities came together and they were known as the Ummah. There is a great misunderstanding even about this word Ummah being only specifically used for the Muslims. It is used over 60 times in the Quran, and there are various connotations to this word. And it is the Ummah of the good people, the Ummah of the people who protected the nation. So there were the Jews, there were the Christians, there were other communities, there were the Aus, the Khazraj, the people who lived in Medina, all constituted. So I don't see what this gentleman is talking about. It is from the old days. And later on, when these laws were changed, that is what you call, stepping aside and outside the periphery of Islam. Islam never forbade. The Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, never forbade He took all communities together and Medina protected.
So
And
Pakistan,
trade
that means, is
relations
not
were
on the
always
lines
established.
of what Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, actually taught or propagated. But Professor Sangeet Ragi, how would you see this meltdown in Pakistan that an Indian woman minister, a Hindu, a Parsi, if I may, minority, a minuscule minority in India, is actually working so hard for rights of Indian Muslims? पाकिस्तान को हजम नहीं हो रहा ये.
Gaurav, there are 3 points. Number one, this shows the growing, intimacy between Saudi Arabia and India, even at the cultural level. Number one. Number two, also the economic relationship is growing between, and a strategic relationship growing between India and Saudi Arabia. Second point that is very visible, that Saudi Arabia is moving toward a liberal interpretation of Islam, whereas Pakistan, as you mentioned correctly, that wants to live in the medieval age, the dark age. Probably Pakistan wants to be the epicenter of the terrorist activities and radical Islam, and that way, by grabbing the Islamic leadership, once upon a time, it was under the control of Saudi Arabia, which used to export, the radical Islam to different parts of the world. Probably that space Pakistan wants to occupy. नंबर 3, एक कहा जाता है हमारे यहाँ कि नया नया मुसलमान जो है वो ज्यादा प्याज खाता है. So the entire Pakistani lot is a converted from Hindus to Islam.
Okay.
So they want to be far more, the radical Islam compared to the purest Islam.